Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the BoricuaBC2 show. I am your host, Bill Cancel. Yes, I am in red today. I'm not sure why. Just felt like it. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday. Wow, lots to talk about this morning. We're spreading it across three shows. We're doing the morning update now. Right after that, there'll be a deep dive on the immigration, the deportation issues. And number three, we'll be doing the Truth Test Tuesday show, which is a favorite show of ours here on the channel. So get ready for all that happening today. So let's get started with the morning news. Trade pressure, EU and Japan negotiations. This has been reported by Reuters. Trump criticized the European Union for not offering a fair trade deal and described Japan as, quote, tough in discussions. He said that about China, too, just in case. He also announced planned pharmaceutical tariffs to incentivize U.S. drug production and revealed Canada would contribute funds toward the U.S. Golden Dome missile shield. I don't believe any of that. I think that's just stuff that he's just talking about because he's just trying to save his ass because he's in so much trouble right now. I really don't understand the planned pharmaceutical tariff because basically you're telling people who are already paying an overwhelming amount of money for pharmaceuticals that they're going to have to pay for more pharmaceuticals until pharmaceutical plants come back to the United States. So, as we've discussed on previous shows, any manufacturing coming back to the United States is years to decades away, if at all. And knowing Taco, once he starts hearing from rich Republicans or MAGA Republicans saying that this is really difficult for them because they can't afford these pharmaceutical prices now thanks to the tariffs, don't be surprised if Taco makes a return for a day or two or three at least or whatever. Story number two, also from Reuters this morning. Trump confirmed he left the G7 summit early, not for peace talks, but due to the unfolding Middle East developments. He refuted French President Macron's claim about seeking a ceasefire, reinforcing his stance against cooperating with Iran. I think I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but I think leaving the G7 was a telltale sign of Trump's insanity and his dementia. I think I saw some skeets this morning suggesting that his staff could see that he was way over his head on this, especially with that whole rant that he made yesterday about Putin not being in the G7, possibly opening the door for China to become part of the G8. G9. So I think they just had to come up with something to get him out. And what an easy one to do, developing Middle East developments, right? So watch today, because today I think is going to be very special because if truly there were Middle East developments warranting his return today, I would expect him to say what they were in some either Truth Social press conference and so on and so forth. If he says nothing today, it was all fabrication. They just pulled him out because they know he sucks. That's just my opinion. Then on Air Force One, this is also reported by Reuters, the third story. Trump urged residents of Tehran to evacuate immediately, insists he wants a real end to Iran's nuclear ambitions, rejecting provisional ceasefires. Markets responded gold gained amid geopolitical jitters. Okay. So evacuate Tehran immediately can be taken one of two ways. It could mean we're coming to assist Israel in destroying Iran. Possible. Or two, he's warning the Iranians that Israel is going to decimate Tehran. Not sure where this all goes. So this is just another thing we have to continue to watch for. The problem is that we have a madman in the White House now that we've had for 6 months who does not know how to manage any of these crises whatsoever. Not at all. Today is also a big day in the appellate court section. This is being reported by AP News. An appeals court is weighing whether Trump's federal deployment of National Guard troops and Marines during immigration protests in Los Angeles was lawful. The lower court deemed it was an overreach, now under appeal by the appellate. So we'll see what that comes up with today. And now, no surprising news, also reported by Reuters. TikTok divestment delay. Trump says he's likely to extend the deadline for TikTok divestment, noting its ability to engage young voters, a pivot from the usual hawkish approach to Chinese-owned technology. So remember, For all those year or so, TikTok was the Antichrist, who was the worst thing, was a spy machine, and so on and so forth, until Trump realized the power of TikTok and now wants to try to leverage that for his own financial gain and his own electoral gain, which is quite interesting. So again, it's another change. This situation in the Middle East is going to get ugly, folks. I'm very concerned. I think that we're 50-50 right now. 50% chance of boots on the ground, 50% chance it won't be boots on the ground. MAGA is making themselves known on this situation. They don't want boots on the ground. They don't want to be in another foreign war. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone after Trump, saying, that's not America first. But MAGA is MAGA. If we do have boots on the ground, they'll probably start saying, well, he really didn't want the war, but didn't have a choice to go into the war. Or well, we've always known that Iranians are really, really bad and they can't do this, so we have to do something, kind of thing. But a large portion, those are the true MAGAs, that the type that if Trump shot somebody on Fifth Avenue on live television would say that the victim deserved it. The rest of the MAGAs and the rest of the Republican conservatives, I think, are going to lose their ever-loving minds if we get boots on the ground here, specifically by promising no new wars. So some scary times, because he's also reversed his immigration stance again as of last night, where he said last week that we wouldn't be focusing on, agriculture people, hotel services, restaurants, and so on and so forth. That's been reversed. They're back on the table today. I think Trump knows he's in a lot of serious trouble right now. And I think his handlers know that they are in a lot of serious trouble right now because they've all lost control. We've been saying this for months. They've all lost control. And I think the situation with the Middle East is just going to be another shot to the toe of Donald Trump, which I don't know how many toes he's got left, because he literally shoots himself in the foot every day. But this has potentially become very, very bad for him. So just keep that in mind. I think he's really gonna push hard on the deportation thing again, because that's the only thing that he tangibly can control. He can't control what's happening in the Middle East. Bibi's played him like a fiddle, so he's just gonna do whatever he thinks Bibi wants, which is bad. So I expect a lot more on the deportation stuff that's going on, and we'll see where it goes. Going to be a rough week, folks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So just stay out there, be warned, keep your eyes and ears open, and let's get through this together. Take care. We'll see you a little bit later, folks. Thanks. Bye.